The Young and the Restless spoilers. The unraveling of Genoa City, a sinister plot, exposed. Genoa City was in the grip of scandal, with secrets unfolding faster than anyone could keep up. The unexpected twist came when Sharon's phone mysteriously disappeared, taken by someone with dark intentions. That someone was Jordan, who had every reason to stir up trouble, to push Sharon and Phyllis into a deadly confrontation. Jordan knew the power of the evidence hidden within that phone, photos and videos that could easily incriminate Sharon. The images revealed the haunting moment Sharon was seen disposing of Heather's body in the river, proof that would condemn her without a doubt. Jordan, with her twisted mind and sadistic delight in chaos, saw an opportunity too tempting to ignore. Her plan was simple, yet effective. Use Sharon's phone to contact Phyllis, present her with the incriminating evidence, and let Phyllis do the rest. Phyllis's revelation. The moment Phyllis received the message, her heart skipped a beat. The images and videos left her breathless, not from fear, but from an overwhelming sense of triumph. Finally, she had something on Sharon, something so powerful that it could tear Sharon's life apart and vindicate Phyllis once and for all. She could hardly believe her eyes, yet there it was. Visual proof that Sharon was hiding something sinister. Fueled by this discovery, Phyllis eagerly plotted her next move, envisioning the chaos that would follow once she brought this evidence to the police. But fate had other plans. Phyllis's excitement turned into sheer terror as she sped away, her mind racing with the possibilities. Her preoccupation made her careless, unaware of the deadly trap that lay in her path. Her car spun out of control, metal and glass shattering as the vehicle collided with an unforgiving barrier. The crash was brutal, leaving Phyllis's body broken, her consciousness slipping as blood pooled around her. She was rushed to the hospital, hanging by a thread, with shattered bones and internal bleeding. The evidence she clung to now seemed meaningless compared to the desperate fight for her life. Jordan's deadly games. As Phyllis lay unconscious in the hospital, Jordan's twisted plan continued to unfold. She had pushed Phyllis and Sharon to the brink, and now, as the pieces fell into place, Jordan began to reveal her true self. There was no need to hide anymore. She had set her trap, and now she could revel in the chaos. Jordan was no ordinary criminal. She was calculating, cunning, and unfeeling, a sociopath who found pleasure in the suffering of others. With Phyllis out of the picture, at least temporarily, Jordan took pleasure in the turmoil she had created. Sharon's friends and family began to feel the weight of the accusations, the suspicion hanging over her like a storm cloud. But they had no idea that Sharon's supposed guilt was all part of Jordan's elaborate game. A family's fury. As news of Phyllis's accident spread, Sharon's loved ones rallied around her. They sensed that something wasn't right, that this chain of events was too calculated, too cruel to be a coincidence. Victor, always protective of his family, was especially suspicious. He knew that Phyllis's accident was likely connected to the feud that had been brewing between her and Sharon. His instincts told him that someone else was behind the scenes, manipulating events to paint Sharon as a murderer. Meanwhile, Nick and Summer, devastated by Phyllis's condition, began to piece together the strange circumstances surrounding the crash. The phone messages, the stolen evidence, and Phyllis's eagerness to confront Sharon all pointed to a deliberate setup. The more they looked, the more they realized that someone had carefully orchestrated the entire situation. Jordan's unraveling with Phyllis incapacitated and Sharon under suspicion. Jordan's carefully constructed plan seemed to be succeeding. But she hadn't anticipated one thing: Victor Newman's relentless pursuit of justice. Victor, along with Nick and Summer, began an independent investigation, determined to uncover the truth. Their persistence eventually led them to a shocking discovery: Jordan's involvement in Heather's murder and her role in framing Sharon. The revelation sent shockwaves through Genoa City. Jordan, the woman everyone had trusted, was in reality a cold-blooded killer who took pleasure in manipulating and destroying lives. Her cruelty knew no bounds, and her lack of remorse made her all the more terrifying. As her mask began to slip, her true nature became apparent to all who dared to confront her. Justice in Genoa City. With the evidence mounting against her, Jordan's days of freedom were numbered. The authorities, now under pressure from Victor and Sharon's family, launched a full-scale investigation. They uncovered Jordan's connection to Ian Ward, her twisted alliance, and the trail of destruction she had left in her wake. The case against her was airtight, her motives laid bare for all to see. The residents of Genoa City watched as Jordan's horrifying crimes were finally brought to light. There was no escaping the law this time. The brutal truth had emerged, and justice was imminent. For Sharon, the revelation was bittersweet. She had narrowly escaped a fate that would have destroyed her life. But the scars of Jordan's betrayal ran deep. Phyllis's fight for recovery. In the aftermath, Phyllis remained in the hospital, her body slowly healing from the traumatic accident. She awoke to a city that had been turned upside down, and the truth about Jordan came as a shock. The evidence she had so eagerly planned to use against Sharon was now irrelevant. The real villain had been revealed. Phyllis's survival had become her top priority, but she couldn't ignore the lingering anger at having been used as a pawn in Jordan's twisted game. As she recovered, Phyllis found herself grappling with complex emotions. The rivalry with Sharon had been manipulated and exploited, and she had nearly lost her life in the process. Yet the ordeal had also given her a new perspective, a glimpse into the dark corners of human nature that even she hadn't anticipated. Moving forward with Jordan finally exposed, the residents of Genoa City could begin to heal. The ordeal had left them shaken, their trust in one another tested, but the truth had prevailed. Sharon's innocence was restored, and Phyllis, now given a second chance, resolved to put the past behind her. For Victor, the experience was a reminder that even the most careful plans could be upended by a single twisted mind. The power and influence he wielded could protect his family only so far. Beyond that, it was their resilience and unity that would carry them through. In the end, Genoa City emerged stronger, its people bonded by the trials they had endured.